above Complexity, but only by just maybe one game, and this is going to be huge for Complexity as we're kicking things off here on London Docks Hardpoint. Early on, it's just kills being exchanged by both these teams, and every time we talk about London Docks for Hardpoint, it's all about controlling the statue staircase. You see Complexity controlling that side of the map now, allows them to set up a crossfire over towards Gate, while UNILAD, they're starting to set a bit of a pinch up on the map. They're very far spread out. What's going to find himself as the last one live, and it's solid shots from Dashy. He's been such an explosive player for Complexity throughout all of their matches. Starting this one off with 5 kills in a row. Already good progression over towards that glide bomb. Inside the hardpoint, he's about to spot the cross towards the new one, about to pop up, and he's actually going to get challenged. It's a huge kill for Zed to get earlier in the game. And now as you look ahead towards this upcoming Main Street hardpoint, it's going to be Complexity trying to flood around through the back, playing for spawns, but coming up through fire, it's going to be Zed once again trying to play a bit of a spoiler here, but he gets spotted by Ricky, who's now the last one in the back for Complexity. He's quickly dealt with, so Spawn's now in control of UNILAD. They're also inside the hardpoint, soaking up time, trying to close the deficit that they currently face. Obviously still super early on in the game. Shawnee yet to find a kill here as he's 0-5. Ricky is 7-2 start for him, backing up Dashy at 9-2. And Ricky's the exact player we had our eye on coming into this matchup. He's had a pretty quiet couple of weeks here for Complexity, but strong start for him here. Dashy's still on this 4 spree as he's working his way towards streaks. 175 points away from earning that glide bomb, but no, he gets shut down just short of earning it. Some more impactful kills coming in favor of UNILAD. They shut down Dashy on his first spree, shut him down here again as now Shawnee finds his first kill of the game.
God, Revan, dude, just take a breath, man. I've been trying to talk.
Thanks for showing up, dude.
A little bit late, but again, it is going to be UNILAD inside the hill getting the scrap time, but of course, as it tends to go, you get the scrap time. That means the rotation battle is going to be tough. It's going to be Complexity already over towards the next hill, but it looks like the kills going their way as well, outside of Shawnee picking up on mid-map.
Okay, so what's going on a 4 spree? A chance for him to get streaked out. We've seen how impactful those streaks could be on a map like London Docks on just about every hard point we have here. So he's just going to play it safe for the time being. We'll spot Blast as he makes his way up towards the statue staircase. Wide peek for him as he gets tagged up still. Watskin doesn't want to commit too much into this engagement because you see it's a little bit of a trap. Complexity have a player that's Ricky set up inside fire. Here comes Watskin around the corner, finishes that kill. Now he just needs 200 more points.
Still, though, this is just Complexity having a field day. They're going to take him down as well mid-map, and this is just a full, complete hold in UNILAD. It's not that they can even push towards this next hill trying to get any of that scrap. They're trying to focus on making sure that they keep the barrel spawns, and this is obviously massive for Complexity. Just going to run up the score, and you can see why. The kills. It's Ricky. We said he needed to step up on the desk. He's done just that. He's +7. Dashy's also +6, +7, whatever it is. And yes, his other 2 teammates haven't been too involved, but they haven't really needed to. Yep. And the crazy thing is, Dashy actually has almost every single second of hill time by himself. An insane stat line coming out early.
And it's a perfect hold for Complexity on that Docks Warehouse hardpoint. They get like 95% of the time overall on that one, and that allows them to build the 60-point lead. But as it stands, UNILAD inside this barrel building hardpoint. Ricky working alongside Blasto trying to break into the flank, and he's thinking that he was still prone on the staircase, but no, back it on up as he falls, and that pressure dealt with for the time being. UNILAD holding strong. It's a combined 7 spree between all of these players as they're looking to respond back with a perfect hold so far on barrel building.
And that's exactly what they were going for, right? Like, they made sure on 10, they were like, all right, we need to focus on the rotation instead of fighting for this scrap. And if to get a full 60 on this hill, Complexity, they're able to get a couple kills. They get the nades. Blast surging forward is able to pick up 1, but Alex with the pressure from the sub comes right back and finds 3. Doesn't quite get the 4th, but does enough damage that his teammates get it out. So Complexity maybe making sure they don't give away the full 60, but still, UNILAD gets enough time that they are right back in this game.
Yeah, thanks to Alex, they deal with the pressure. Now Zed trying to climb back up from lower docks. A player actually walks right over him. A free kill there on the Blast one. There's one more to take care of over towards his right-hand side. We'll spot him down low as well. Has the high ground on the Ricky, but doesn't win the engagement. So early on here, as the Docks train hardpoint has popped up, nobody's really taking control of it, but it's Complexity trying to push out and try to establish forward positioning here. Over on the Dock side, though, it's Alex taking down Sensor. His kills are exchanged back and forth between these lineups. Still nobody has yet to touch this hardpoint.
Insane stuff on Docks Train. I feel like this is one of the hills that's kind of turning into like a mini East Road, if you will, where it seems like a lot of time is just kind of thrown away on it because, well, to be quite frank, it's just tough to stay alive inside. From either place the teams are spawning, you can just instantly kind of spawn up, throw every single nade inside the hill, keep them at bay. But this is an opportunity for players to play for streaks. Zed right now on a 5. He might get a free 6. Blast just going to sprint right on past, and obviously no one's going to be there for the trade. Zed also has the help. You can see Shawnee's a couple couple feet away. They're going to be baiting for each other, but Johnny doesn't need to bait if he's just finding the kills on his own. Either way, though, I mean, after a full set of rotations coming in early, by the way, Zed's going to get the glide bomb. With how bad of a start it was for UNILAD, they're right back in the game. They're going to be happy.
Oh, yeah, for sure, especially considering the fact that Dashy had 2 good opportunities to get fully streaked out. But it's Zed here who capitalizes on his opportunity presented to him. Fully streaked out inside the hard point on a 9-kill spree as well. And I don't think either team got more than like 5 seconds on the dock screen hard point. But still, as we start a fresh rotation of hard points, still Zed, all those streaks to work with. Meanwhile, it's Wuskin working towards the water side of the map. Nice kills on both Dashy and Ricky, shutting down the AR players on the side of Complexity. Dashy's continuing to slay, so is Ricky, but now you need the SMGs to find their footing and get into the rhythm.
And this is a really nice chunk of time for UNILAD to get. Keep in mind, they don't even have to fight too hard for the rotations to next. They can afford to put a lot of pressure on Statue just because they have the streaks. And, well, Wuskins is running a rampage. He might even get some on his own. You can see, doesn't want to get near that hill. If he doesn't have to, he'd rather get the kills, but there's zero pressure coming in. Everybody's fighting through lights, and Zed, he's killing them one by one. He's doing it himself, and now it's Alex's turn. He's able to find one. They get traded out, but still, that's a UNILAD taking the lead.
And I love watching Zed perform on this UNILAD team. You think about when he first got picked up by the squad, he had everything to prove. He came from that Cyclone GG squad. They got into pools back at Birmingham, and now given a shot on this Pro League team, he's made the most of this situation. UNILAD, they've gone on quite a run. Before their winning spree got snapped yesterday, they had 6 match wins in a row, and now Wuskin, he earned that glide bump. Wastes no time in calling it in. As it stands, it's a 7-point lead here for UNILAD.
Blastful is able to pick up 2. That's going to slow him down. So that's a glide bomb used, which, yes, does chip away a few seconds, but maybe not as much as they would want because it looks like Complexity's coming out on top. Shawnee even mid-map, though. He's trying to get the cutoffs, but you got to get the players outside the hill. He's going to do just that. And this is one of those gunfights. It's going to be key. Dashy wants to take it, clears him out. So final 12 seconds of scrap going away the Complexity, but exactly what happened the first time around when it was UNILAD getting the scrap time. It makes the rotation index so much more difficult. Sensor, though, he's trying to be the guy that make adjustments. He gets double challenged. And now Blast, well, this is where you might want to wait for your teammates. He goes for the challenge, gets taken down, and, well, we'll see in 10 seconds by the time you can get to 10 once again.
Yeah, and speaking about the last time we were at this hard point, it was Complexity with the perfect hold. UNILAD trying to match that the second time around. And, man, can Dashy do anything else for his team? He's positive 8. 26 and 18, and he's got a minute 57 inside the hard point. Look at the rest of the time for his teammates. 6 seconds for Blast, 12 seconds for Ricky, 5 seconds for Sensor. Somebody's got to help the man out. His back has to be hurting at this time.
And it's insane as well, because there's a lot of teams where the main ARs, their job is just to soak up hill time. And yes, on occasion, they end up positive in the KD department as well, but he's dying almost as much as someone. Like, he's more engaged than Sensor is on the map. Nearly has died as much, has 12 more kills, and 2 more minutes in the hill. You're exactly right. Like, again, his teammates, they need to step it up. They do need to do more. They got to contribute in some capacity. Right now, they're doing just that. You got Sensor and Ricky inside the hill. Dashy's out trying to be the roaming slayer, but it was just for the scrap time. Complexity does take the lead. Now they have to break on through. Dashy's leading that charge, and, well, he's going to get instantly traded out. Blast is there to attempt to follow up, but he just takes a gunfight against 2.
And you know how much I love math. Right now, Dashy has around 23 times more time inside the hard point than Sensor does. That's just funny to think about, as it's just another opportunity here for UNILAD to get fully streaked out. This time, it's going to be the opportunity over to Shawnee. Just one more kill will solidify it, an assist even to get that glide bomb. He knows Sensor's right around the corner. Is he going to go maybe for a wallbang, but getting challenged up the small staircase. He falls. No more streaks for UNILAD, but you still have Zed at least fully streaked out from that one spree he went on, as the slaying has greatly picked up by UNILAD, but still, it's a close, tight game between both these teams as Complexity retake the lead.
Nice shots coming in for quite a few players. Either way, though, UNILAD rotated over towards Doc's Crane, and, well, we talk about it being difficult to lock down a lot of time on this hill, but you can see Zed fully streaked out. If they get control of it, you can rein in the streaks on Doc's Crane just to keep the other team at bay. So there is potential for UNILAD to potentially make a nice little run. They got to deal with a lot of players, though, including Ricky, who's going on the flank. Of course, it is going to be Alex gets taken down, and there's actually the artillery coming in. This is what UNILAD's going for. They got the bottom right spawns, force them coming in the top left. Now you don't have to worry about Tin. You got Shawnee mid-map. You know they're going to have to funnel into him. He takes the gunfight, has it pre-aimed, and at the very least, he's just going to be slowing him down.
But they're not getting any time. Zed's right next to the hard point. He's got to be soaking this up. And remember last time we were here at the dock screen hard point? Neither of these teams got more than 5 seconds total. Now Zed feeling the pressure. Good movement by him as he shuts down Dashy, but he's heavily tagged up. More players to deal with under the fire ladder. gets the kill on the sensor, but his teammates now immediately traded out. For the time being, no one getting time on this hard point. It's a 1-point game. No artillery barrage left on the side of UNILAD, but still you got bodies to throw at the hard point. Kills being traded. Still action going down at the old hard point, but it's all about putting yourself in a better position for this new one as the fresh rotation is about to begin.
Either way, though, again, it's a situation where at the end of the day, not a terrible situation for UNILAD. Like, yes, they use the artillery, but they do end up getting about 20 seconds on it. So, not terrible situation at all. Super tight game all the way across the board. It really comes down to who's going to step it up, who's going to make the big plays towards the end. And, well, Zed's trying to be that guy, raining in the hellfire from above. Uses a glide bomb, finds one. Now he goes on the flank, but Blast is pinching from the other side. But there you go. Zed finds 2 from fire. He's going to continue it. He's going to find 3, kills the whole team, reads the spawn lower docks. Now he just needs some teammate support.
And I almost didn't notice that we only have 40 seconds remaining on the play clock as well, so we could actually see neither of these teams reach that 250-point mark depending on how these future hardpoints play out. So 20 seconds still remaining here on Statue UNILAD, putting themselves in a good position for the upcoming main road hardpoint. You see they have spawns in their favor. They're spawning out towards the bottom right-hand side of the minimap. This is actually huge scrap time for either of these teams. And as nobody's getting the scrap time, that's more time ticking off the clock. Now only 35 seconds left to work with, and those are big kills for Shawnee to get in transition.
Oh, these are huge for UNILAD, completely and entirely. They got Main Street, they got a fighter pilot, 26 seconds left on the game clock at the start of this hill. They are going to choose to be inside of it, so they don't want to bleed the clock. They want to rack up the score, and it makes sense. You got the cuts, you got a player mid-map, but you, well, don't even really need someone inside the hill. Maybe someone calls in a fighter pilot off spawn, but Zed, he doesn't want the fighter pilot. He's going to do it with his gun. They got more streaks. You might as well call it in.
Yeah.
Nothing to use. You can back out, call in the streaks, do whatever you want, but they're going to push forward. Alex is going to surge. They know they're going to have to funnel in through lights, and UNILAD is repeatedly just wiping them out. They get taken out of the hill, and it shouldn't honestly matter. Cole, they got to go. They got to sprint, get through lights, get to the hill. Do something.
Alex had the opportunity there, and yeah, even though you lose your positioning inside the hardpoint, just use your streaks. Clear complexity out of the hardpoint and just win due to the time expiring on the clock. Call in a glide bomb. Take this guy off the hill. Like, you could win. Complexity are going to commit to this rotation, and they have to maintain their position over towards the old hardpoint. Here comes the fighter pilot. You want to kill the player off the hardpoint. That's going to be dashing, but does he have the angle? Yes, he does. And you see time ticking away slowly but surely. 5 seconds remain to play with.
Just contest. All that UNILAD has to do is stay alive inside the hill. They're going to get out of as well. Back out. Cole does not have enough time to make the run. An impressive game, number 1, for the way it started. Surprising as well, because it was nothing but Cole for the first 4 hills. And then, well, UNILAD, they just kind of flipped that switch, clawed their way back into it, and they never let up after that.
It was nothing but Dashy early on for complexity. He really set the tone, and Ricky was there following up kill by kill. But once Zed goes on that spree, gets fully streaked out, UNILAD rally behind him. And something we love hearing from UNILAD is the intensity that they bring to their game. I heard some of their calls. They were getting loud. They were getting fired up and into this series. Granted, UNILAD, they're not safe in the playoff hunt either, even though they're, in the top 4 at 6-3. If they continue losing, I mean, they lost their match yesterday. And once again, they're just with that top of the pack teams where if they continue to spiral on down, their playoff hope is not safe by any means.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a huge series and an interesting game as well. Like, we talked about USS Texas a lot on the desk, and it was kind of last time they played, at least, that Dashy versus Zed battle. And what we see in that first hard point is like Dashy's doing great early on, might get some streaks, most kills in the lobby, and all of a sudden Zed claws his way back in, actually does get fully streaked out. I think he eventually drops either the most kills in the lobby or right toe-to-toe with Dashy. Yeah. It's just these 2 head-to-head guys just completely going at it.
Yeah, I always remember Zed making plays on USS Texas. The guy's just annoying to play against. That he's just a fast-paced sub that takes risks. High risk, high reward play is an easy way to describe Zed's play style on a map like USS Texas. He's just so tough to track. One moment you have him cornered in towards bottom basement, then he's in your top control, then he's pushing out the B bomb site lane, and he's going over towards your overlook. Like, he can be in any position at any given time. So yeah, the key for complexity here, keep an eye on Zed. Try to track him on the map and shut him down before he could have an impact.
Well, UNILAD, they can be annoying at times. We'll see if they have any interesting things pulled out. I think actually we picked Shawnee's brain a little bit. We have Jess there for the insight.
Thanks, Chance. That's right. I did pick Shawnee's brain, and he said the UNILAD are very, very confident this match. He said that the map set are their best maps, and he said that the main thing that they really need to focus on is keeping an eye on Dashy. He's, direct quote, he said, if we shut down Dashy, 3-0. So really curious to see if they can actually pull off that 3-0 or not. Let's find out. Rev and Chance, back over to you.
shut down Dashy and get the 3-0. It doesn't seem like an easy task, especially not on a map like USS Texas, but we'll see if they have anything pulled out of the bag. Like, with how many times we've seen him snipe on this map, you have to imagine we're just like, all right, we'll just play in the middle of the ship. Or if we're going down a site, we're going to have every smoke imaginable to making sure that we don't take damage. And frankly, we've even seen at times that smokes aren't even good enough to slow the man down, but they're prepared for it. They beat him on the map once. If they go up 2-0 in this series, you have to imagine they'll be good to be able to close it out. So Shawnee might hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, just following that up as well. I mean, I remember earlier in the week, Dashy just hitting snipes through smokes. So just like you were saying, sometimes it doesn't always stop this man. He's got X-ray vision built into his eyes. Definitely the player to look out for coming into this matchup. And once again, how are UNILAD going to deal with it? You already know that Dashy's going to be sniping, but you can't put all of your pressure and all of your presence onto shutting this man down. Sure, it's going to help out, but you also have other dangerous pieces to the puzzle on the side of Complexity. Blastful has a good map. I just did a TCL breakdown on a 1v3 he had against Tainted Minds on this very map. So you got to be careful. Complexity are certainly dangerous when it comes to search and destroy.
Two very dangerous teams on this map in this mode going head-to-head. Complexity, they're trying to make playoffs. Wuskin's trying to be the response to the sniper. It doesn't look like they're going to see anything early on. Complexity is playing as turtled as possible. So much so that I don't even think they're playing at all. Revan, I think we're going to have to go for a very clean reset.
Happens from time to time. Oh well, but we can continue to paint the picture and set the scene here. USS Texas, it's been a solid match for both these squads, and I really think that what it's going to come down to is how you're going to use your utility and how you're going to deal with the sniper rifles that both teams are going to bring out. You know that this is a popular map to bring out one, sometimes even two snipers to control those lanes, and smoke grenades, counting utility, there's a lot that goes into this map.
Absolutely, and again, just to highlight the series importance as well, Complexity 5-5, UNILAD 6-3, neither team solidified in the playoff spot at all, one of which needs to just even get in the playoff contention. If Complexity ends up winning this series, we have 3 teams tied at 6 wins, depending on what United does later on. And if you have all these teams right around that 4 spot tied up, it would just be pure insanity. And of course, LG, if they come into next week only a series down, well, they have their 4-match week, then they get right into the mix as well. We actually have the 2 Australian teams at the bottom, but those are 2 very dangerous teams to have at the bottom of the division as well. Is it as closely contested as Division A that we had? Maybe not necessarily across the entire board, right? But right around that middle of the pack area, absolutely.
I mean, look, considering what happens, or depending on what happens, even Optic Gaming spot at number 2 might not be safe. It's important to note the head-to-head tiebreakers that we have here. So United, last time they matched up against Optic, they beat them. They will match up as the last match today. So that head-to-head tiebreaker might not be there for United at the end of the day, but it's just something to keep in the back of your mind. As these teams continue down a downward spiral, if they continue to lose games and lose series, no one is safe, aside from maybe Rise Nation at this point, as they got their 8th win. They also have some tough competition coming up in the following week. But here you go, USS Texas. It's about to begin for real this time. Complexity facing off against UNILAD. UNILAD currently up 1-0 in the series.
And while we saw where Wuskins attempted to go last time around, it looks like him and Dashy are going to meet up, and it looks like Dash is actually not going to take it. He's going for the safer play to watch for someone to cross over towards bomb, so nothing too dangerous yet. But again, it's Texas, it's snipers. You have to highlight the matchup the entire time it goes. And there's actually smoke number 1, and that's an interesting smoke as well. Little bit off to the right, so I think they're going to know 100% no one crossed the bomb.
Yeah, they could clearly see the cross as well. Maybe a botched smoke a little bit, unless they were maybe climbing up from like the bottom balcony here. But still a weird smoke, maybe a waste as well, as no utilities baited out on the side of UNILAD. And for the time being, both teams feeling each other out, scoping down the map, trying to find that opening pick, trying to find that first blood. Now you're going to see some utility expended by UNILAD, tossing out some grenades. Another follow-up smoke here over towards the A bomb site, and still no kills made.
And I actually don't even know which team smoked that. I was thinking for a second it might have been UNILAD just to get Zed over towards the bomb. And you can see they're not entirely sure, but now that Sensor's there, they know for a fact. But 26 seconds left. UNILAD, they're all stacked up. They got 4 players here waiting to go. There's nade number 1. You hear the stuns. It sounds like nade number 2 missed. And Sensor, he tries to gout, and he does. Dashy is able to protect him from Zed, who tried to go for the cross. Bombs down. Ricky finds a pick. All of a sudden, there was only 27 seconds left. 5 seconds later, massive advantage to Complexity. Wuskins, though, he's trying to bounce back, but you're going to have to make an even bigger play than that. You got to deal with Sensor. You got to deal with Ricky, and Blast is still up top window. Wuskins jumps over, trying to be the hero. He gets him weak. and Alex can't even get the trade.
Too many bodies to deal with at the end. I think that round, one thing that it boils down to is the fact that Sensor gets away with his life. They had him so one-shot. They even put an extra bullet in him, still wound up living. Plus, Dashy hits the shot to further protect Sensor. Maybe an opportunity there as they took out Dashy, who's kind of playing all the way in the back, but still too many bodies for UNILAD to handle.
And not only that, I think the issue for UNILAD, I think the second nade missed. We saw one come in and hit Sensor before he even gets the bomb plant, and it sounded like the second one was just off target. So it's tough for us to tell, so maybe that's not the case. Maybe it was someone else's nade somewhere else on the map, but you got to make sure to take that bomb planter down. Wuskin's looking for a pick. It looks like he's not going to find one anytime soon. A lot of pressure in the bottom of the ship. And again, we talked about how to avoid the sniper. Just play in the middle of the boat. Obviously, there's a lot of tough gunfights you have to take. And Zed, well, he might get hurt because I believe it's Sensor or Ricky that's going to be up above him. I don't know how good their ears are.
Yeah, Zed was the player to look out for on the side of UNILAD. We hyped him up coming to this matchup, and it's going to be a 4v4 retake opportunity here for Complexity as the bomb gets planted over towards B. Nade's here to try to enter. Do they connect on Alex? Yes, they do, but more kills going in favor of UNILAD as Zed finds Blast after that. It's going to be Dashy down low with the sniper. Tries to get the no-scope. Not going to happen this time around as it's all up to Ricky. A 1v3 situation for him. Spots Wuskin. Forces him to go forces him out of position to back on up. But once again, a 1v3. He had too many bodies to deal with. As Wuskin backs up, another member from UNILAD steps on in. You see it here from Shawnee down low. Secures the kill into Ricky as UNILAD find their first round.
And I think Zed probably had the biggest kill of that round in bottom ship. You could see the retake strategy, coordinate nades, and Sensor basically has to throw away his life just to get his nade off. But that's the trade 1-for-1, so you'll take that. But then Zed just finds a kill in the bottom of the ship, and then it just makes Complexity's run almost impossible. They burn the utility, they have the man disadvantage, and the bomb is down. So great bounce back round, 2 offensive round wins. Last time, of course, we saw Complexity lean towards that A site. Looks like they're doing something vaguely similar.
Dashy looking for that opening pick with the sniper. Trying to scout things out. Keep an eye on Shawnee. You saw him through the X-ray vision. Potential for him to flank up through that B lane. As the sniper here, or the smoke gets deployed, that's definitely a UNILAD smoke. And that actually blocks off the line of sight from Dashy for the time being, so he's forced to reposition a little bit, and it makes it so Complexity can't commit onto this A-bomb site. I love the idea of the defensive smokes, but still no kills made in this round.
Wuskins and Dashy are just taking turns, just kind of dancing with the devil. Also, when that player YYs, Shawnee, I'm almost positive, can hear that. The question is, when does he want to pounce? Last time, it was 27 seconds before they tried to get the bomb down. It looks like they're faking it. And this is just free kills for Shawnee. He does get traded out, but now that the jig is up, UNILAD has to know the bomb's going over towards B. But as soon as you say they know it, well, they wrap it right back. So they're going back and forth, but time is not on their side. Complexity, they got to make a move.
And Wuskin still has a smoke to use. In fact, he connects with the sniper, takes down Sensor. That's the bomb as well. It's going to force Blast onto that bomb site. You still have nades and utility here to use for UNILAD. There's the sniper shot again from Wuskin as he shuts down Dashy. Blast has the last one alive. A 1v3 for him. We've seen him do it before. Can he do it again? No, he cannot. He's dead. UNILAD win the round.
And obviously, full credit to Wuskins for not only finding the pick on the guy crossing the bomb originally, but also killing Dashy lower A. But I think the ultimate play right there was Shawnee, right? They try to wrap the bomb site, or the bomb back over towards B, but they had to use the smoke on A because they were trying to get the fake, so now they don't have it to go back for the cross. So you see the strategy coming in for Complexity. Shawnee, though, as patient as ever. He got to that spot, what, 15, 20 seconds into the round. He stayed there for another 45 before he finds that kill.
Yeah, and now he's got to be careful if he wants to play that position for future defensive rounds. You know for sure that Complexity are going to be checking that corner. Early on, it's a sniper battle. Wuskin and Dashy both missing their shots as Wuskin's going to reposition over towards that A-bomb site. Meanwhile, Shawnee pushing quick down low. Wuskin still's trying to scope things out, and there's the first blood in favor of UNILAD as Shawnee finds Blast. Can he get anything else done? You see the bomb carrier as well, making his way over towards the B bomb site. It's going to be in the hands of Zed. They now know one Complexity player up in towards the top window. As Dashy's going to push through the smoke with a machine pistol. Might find the kill, but this is dangerous. And now he's dead. All right. Now it's all up to Ricky in a 1v4.
There's kill number 1. Make it a 1v3. Gets traded out instantly. I mean, how do you take the sniper out of Dashy's hand? You force him in a bad spot, right? They put the pressure in bottom ship. They catch Blast off guard because they have 2 players surging through the bottom. You win that gunfight. You get the smoke over on site. And now it's a 3v4, and I'm guessing in Dashy's head, he's like, well, I'm not going to be able to snipe him off bomb through the smoke. If I let this go down, it's a prayer for us to be able to clutch up. So he tries to go for the push, but UNILAD had it covered. They had every angle covered in that situation, and it was just a clean and easy round.
Yeah, tough call to make as Dashy gave up his cover. Wound up falling. Zed has to be dangerously close to streaks at this point in time. He was on, what, a 2 spree going into that one. Gets another kill with the bomb plant. So, yeah, 75 points away from earning that glide bomb. We'll see if he's able to secure it in this round. Round number 5. Blast yet to find a kill in this game, by the way. And Dashy not having an impact at 1 and 4. Maybe he might start to think about switching off of that sniper rifle. But in this round, it's going to be a quick B plant coming out of Complexity.
Most aggressive Complexity has been on offense, and it might pay off. Ricky's able to find the first blood through the engagement as well. Now Zed is debating on whether or not he wants to flank. Wuskin's going to be looking for a pick, but picks are not always easy to come by. We'll see if a player overcommits. Dashy's actually
I thought
on the backside of that, not the front, so Wuskins can't actually see him. What Sensor is doing, by the way, jiggle peeking nonstop. He just has bomb. You can throw away your life to check bomb. Alex, though, is able to pick. Now Sensor can't throw away his life. Yes, you still have to check the bomb, but Zed is still on the flank. They're just...
Oh, this round's done. They don't have time to work with. They're not going to get this defuse. It's really just about keeping Zed alive. Now, it would be nice to kill the bomb planter in this round. I believe it was Sensor, just to make sure he doesn't get any extra points from the bomb exploding. They take down Dashy. Alex gets traded out, but once again, no time. Blast even finds another kill, and Zed secures the glide bomb at least. They shut down Sensor, so he's not able to earn any streaks off the back of that bomb plant. So even though UNILAD lose the round, I'd say that's a fairly successful round for them, all things considered.
I'm not 100% sure I agree, just because streaks are useful on this map, but you don't feel like you get kills very often. Like, more often than not on Texas, like if you get an artillery, great, but a glide bomb is more of just force them inside so you can get bombs.
Think of it as less utility you need to invest over towards A to get that bomb planted.
It's like, yeah, like an extra
or a post-plant situation
or something like that. But to throw away a round, I'm not completely on board, but they do have rounds to work with, so at worst, it's still a small victory for UNILAD.
Okay, so Zed on a 4-3, Wuskin on 3. They combine for 7 together here for UNILAD as they have a 1-round lead. Entering round number 6, both teams taking things slow and steady. Once again, just trying to feel each other out. So you could catch somebody being overly aggressive somewhere on the map. Shawnee may have spotted Blast. Now they're going to exchange some shots. 50 seconds remain. Still full utility on both these teams. Double nade onto the staircase here for UNILAD. Doesn't connect as it allows them, buys them space to push up on that bomb site. But it's Ricky with the headshot. Drops Alex, also drops the bomb.
Wuskins nearly gets his life dropped as well. The bomb's down on site. I don't know if they have any more smokes, and, well, frankly, they might just be out of nades now as well. Blast is going to peek. They're just trying to dance with Wuskins, see when he pushes up, and that's where Wuskins making his move. He's taking more shots. They know he's getting closer. Question is, do they peek again? He might just be able to come around the corner, finds a free kill, essentially. 3v3, 15 seconds left, though. The bomb's going down. Wuskins goes for the no-scope, comes around. Sensor finds one, doesn't have the gun for the job after that. Now, you do have a glide bomb. You can see the bomb from top window, but you got to deal with 3 players. There's a player coming up the back, potentially. And Zed, there's just so much that he has to watch in this situation. You can see Sensor just hopped on bomb. Zed's going to find out. Does he have the angle? He's able to find one. He gets the artillery. He might say it's just enough. Again, maybe another round where UNILAD, they don't get the win. They get a small victory, but it's starting to get to that dangerous territory. It's a tied-up game now, and again, the glide bomb can be useful. The artillery can actually be pretty great on this map, but is it going to be enough? Because if it's a situation where Ricky keeps finding this first bloods, or if the pictures don't go your way, then they're just tough to play around on a map like Texas.
Yeah, I thought Zed, as he found that first kill, maybe he was thinking of investing the glide bomb to take out the diffuser, but you also have to consider the fact the amount of time remaining in that situation. So yeah, as you were pointing out, things all tied up. 3 rounds apiece here. It's going to be Complexity back on offense. Smokes deployed over towards the A bomb site. Looks like maybe by both teams. Trying to limit Dashy having an impact with the sniper rifle. Also trying to bait out some utility from the side of UNILAD as well. And you see utility being spent. Trying to get some information over towards that site. The quick scope connects there from Dashy. Filthy as Zed was exiting the smoke.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Zed was meaning to go for like a jump across rather than a mantle. But when you mantle, you basically just kind of stop your momentum, and Dashy doesn't miss that shot very often. Now they're going for the wrap. They've done this same sort of strategy once before, but obviously Shawnee is not in the same spot he was last time, so they might be able to get it down. Bar a player for UNILAD in the bottom of the ship, finding the pick. And it looks like they're going for it, but Ricky's got him covered. He trades out his life for the bomb plant, 3v3. And Dashy, well, he gets spotted as well. delicate balance. You got to keep checking. Wuskins might hit the shot. Player up top, player down low. Sensors by himself, doesn't even win the gunfight. And that's a perfect 3v4 retake.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw this shot from Wuskin, the bullet fly right past Dashy's face, but he gets cleaned up shortly after that. It's a strong round here for UNILAD. Even though you lose Zed early on, the player with the streaks, you're able to rebound. The retake successful over towards that B bomb site. As UNILAD, once again, they retake the lead. And now you're starting to get Shawnee going on earning some streaks as well. So potentially 2 players with some toys to use for UNILAD. Complexity, of course, they get the information. They know that Shawnee's close to the glide bomb. Maybe they were tracking Zed's score as well, as he stayed alive for a long time, especially as they gave up that round. They let the bomb explode previously, so they might be thinking that Zed has those streaks on to work with. And yeah, Complexity, they're swapping over to mountain classes too.
The ultimate gamble, Revan. Do you think Blast finds his first kill?
Yeah, he's gotta find at least one. And we've seen these types of games come out of Blast before, you know, throughout stage 2. Where he just has these slow starts and never gets going in Search and Destroy. It's also weird to see Dashy at 2-7 and Complexity only down by 1 round.
Let's see if he can find him through the wall there. Dashy does readjust his position. I feel like this is honestly a pretty solid way.
Bye-bye.
Find Dashy, kill him. You take the sniper out of his hands by making him have to play timid because he doesn't want to get picked off by Wuskins. Not only does the glide bomb find Dashy, it gives up the B site. Zed's in full control. He takes the gunfight. Ricky's able to take him down, but still the advantage is the way of UNILAD, but they really need to check this bomb, and they did just that. The nade over top might be able to clean up Ricky as well. He's going to get more hit markers. Kills get traded out. Grenades are going to explode, and UNILAD are going to be very happy with that round. It got a little bit nerve-wracking with Ricky on bomb, but you can see they planted it just far enough over that when Ricky tries to stretch, they still can get eyes on it.
Yeah, I don't know what noise I just made, but I was a little bit scared for UNILAD in that situation. I thought for a moment Ricky was going to get away with the Ninja Defuse, but just not meant to be. As there's a good glide bomb to open things up. They spot Dashy, isolate him, and take him out early on it. And just like I pointed out, he was now 2-8. And Blast right now, he has a license not to kill at 0-7.
That's hilarious. I feel so bad at this point. We'll see if Blastful can do anything. I guess Babe for his teammates. UNILAD have been playing very, very well, I'd say so far. Well, this entire series, we're only 2 maps in, but sure, yeah, they're playing very, very well. Dashy has put away the sniper. He's felt that he's been ineffective, rightly so, with 2-8. The artillery on the A side is going to force them back. It does not find a kill, actually. There it is, Sensor just weak enough. And while I talked about how the streaks, I don't think they're overly impactful, but they've won them 1 round and they're shaping up to win a second. Blastful finds a kill and instantly gets traded. And Alex, well, he gets out with his life.
Yeah, and there's the trade as well as Zed's able to isolate Dashy. It is all down to Ricky. He's the lead slayer right now for his team at 8-5. Can he make the 1v3 happen? Not a lot of time to work with. The bomb also dropped as he turns the corner. He's met by Alex. It's UNILAD taking the Search and Destroy here on USS Texas. An impressive map win from them as they are now up 2-0 in this series.
And I'm surprised. I was critical on the desk. I thought it was a bit insane to play against Complexity on Texas, but they completely took it to them. And there's a lot of things I think UNILAD did appropriately that game to not only shut down the sniper from Dashy, but just generally good strategy. They played around their streaks well. Incredibly well executed game coming out from UNILAD.
Zed once again having an impact on USS Texas, just like you pointed out. They found a way to shut down Dashy. Now it's UNILAD in a great position in this series, up 2-0. Coming up next, it's going to be Capture the Flag. This series will continue after this quick commercial break. back to the Call of Duty World League presented by the PlayStation 4. We're currently in the middle of a series between UNILAD and Complexity. UNILAD, they're trying to solidify their spot in the top 4, while Complexity are on the outside looking in. And as it stands, it's a slow start to this series for Complexity. They find themselves down 2 maps. It's UNILAD looking to 3-0 here. Revin joined by Chance. Chance looking ahead to the CTF. How much stock do you give to Complexity to force the map forward?
Well, after what I've seen so far, not a lot.
Not a lot. Okay.
So, like, some of the analysis I had on the desk, and I was like, well, I wouldn't play Texas against Cole. Obviously, UNILAD knows a lot more than I do in that regard. Beat him quite handily at 6-3. But then, like, when I thought about, like, the series for Complexity, I was kind of saying, like, we always put pressure on Blast to, like, step it up. But I thought more was in the camp of Center and Ricky need to pick things up. But from what we've seen so far, well, I haven't seen anything from Blast, so he actually has to do something this map. And, well, he's got the flag, and, well, doesn't even look for the gunfight, gets dropped, and maybe a small wasted opportunity.
He got a kill in the search and destroy.
And then
might have been all that he got, but he got one.
Traded out.
Yeah, been unfortunate. Blast, but he's had those kind of streaky S&D maps. When all things are said and done, though, you pick him up to be that S&D expert. You pick him up to be the superstar in that game mode. And he just hasn't been lately. Still time for him to turn it around as we find ourselves here. Arden 4 CTF. Complexity trying to stay alive in this series. And speaking of Blast, he's on your screen now. Finds the kill into Zed. Now looking to push on forward through Ruins. He's working alongside his teammate Sensor as they're trying to get this flag out of the UNILAD base. Alex does connect with his stun grenade, but can he find the kills to back it on up? You see UNILAD starting to rotate back. They're feeling a little bit of pressure. Blast does get the trade onto Alex, but Sensor fell, so support non-existent here. And on the other side of the map, you see 2 UNILAD players making a push in for the Complexity flag. So battle's going down on either side of the map. Who's going to come out on top? It's not Shawnee. He falls to Dashy. Now it's Blastwell's turn. He stayed alive for so long here. Now help is arrived in form of Sensor. Finds the call to Wuskin. He stayed alive for so long. Gets the headshot into Alex. Blastwell come to life here in the CTF.
There's the opening they need. Complexity trying to make some moves, but we can hear what it sounds like. We're going to throw it to an Astro Gaming listen-in with Complexity.
Just get this cross right here, Rick. Your money right here.
Good, I resume.
Nice, let's go, Rick.
Gotta watch front bunk.
Yeah, Rick has a cross the front bunk. You should be valid. He could be middle on you, Rick.
I'm going over the
I don't see him fire a tank. Okay, I'm gonna bait Bell. I'm gonna bait Bell for you. Back Bell, Blast. Back Bell to my right. I'm just shooting.
I have a bomb. Just take your time.
You're not weak. You're not weak, Blast. 2, 1, 1, 2, right.
You dead. One more you. Yeah, one more you, man. You gotta be Kevin.
I got him. Last one's you. Last one's you on Blast.
I'm for you. I'm coming.
I think he's in you.
He's going upper middle. He's in the corner, like the left corner.
Middle. Okay, I hear you.
Get ready, Doug. I'm playing all right. I'm pushing him.
I don't see him in our middle.
He's in this left corner, I think, playing.
I'm looking at the left corner.
He's fired. Then he had to go fire to front.
He went out fire to bunk. Yeah, I'm looking at flag. Rick. I'm just looking at flag. Okay.
I have all right. I'm stunning your outer window, Doug.
All right. I'm gonna need bunk.
One guy's front bunk though, Doug, or Dash.
Bunk weak with the flag. Pulling it in bunk.
Juked it.
Do you have streaks? Can you streak this?
Yeah, I mean, okay. No, where'd you go with flag? I think you went
one
zone. You want fire, guys. You want mid.
There's a cabin on me, guys.
Did you call this? You just went fourth. I'm coming to help you, Dash.
They got that.
No, I'm hitting you. We're fine. I'm hitting you right now.
I'm hitting left the trip. Kevin. Here's Mountain. They know you have streaks.
I'm laying down on you.
They know you guys have streaks.
I have your fourth.
Sure, we don't feed them streaks. I stun check left.
Two left. I got one. Top second on me. I need help.
One was their slope.
They're fourth, Alex. One's top second.
He went dome, I think. I think he went dome. He's on you, Doug. He's on you close right.
I know. My close left.
You guys in first one mountain.
First.
Nice. I spawned here, I'm shaking. You want to shake? I'll shake.
Do it. We got the flag, Zed. No. Nice. 4. We can pull this.
Right there. I got him.
They're gonna spawn in the back left. Back center.
Back right. Back left.
Yo, Rick, do you want to get ice?
Back there.
Alright, nice. Go.
Goes back right.
Back left.
Blast, I'm behind you. I'm coming.
Back right. Oh, he's close. He's low. He's low pike. He's pushing right. Dome. He's pushing right. Trap him in, guys. AR, Doug.
I just trap him in. This is bad tide. Are you right? Are you holding right?
Yeah.
Left on me, dead.
Awesome. That's two.
Nice, let's go. I threw an A back.
I'm pushing up.
Real Blast, you spawn me and push.
Yeah.
I stunned the ramp Blast.
He's stunned. There's slow parts.
Yeah, he's actually stunned.
There's a hint of the communication coming out for Complexity, and well, it seems like a couple wasted opportunity, but here's another opportunity. One player left for UNILAD. Sensor has the flag. He's going to try, well, maybe just to bait himself out. There's the trade coming in, but maybe enough time wasted for Shawnee. You see the overextension coming in. Ricky's going to be coming up behind these players, and, well, they might just be able to plot a flag. We might have a true blue stalemate. You see the nades coming in. Alex, well, might not get the timing. The smoke is there, but the kills are not. You see Alex actually ends up team killing his teammate. Dashy has the flag. It should be a solid return coming in, and they're just making sure they get more points in the hands of Dashy to take that 2-1 lead Things are looking good.
That was unfortunate for UNILAD, but I really feel like if you want to be a flag carrier, especially on this map, you have to run instinct, especially if you're using it airborne. You saw the stun. It tagged up Alex. He winds up dying with the nade in his hands. If he doesn't get stunned up there, he gets the flag at least further away from the complexity base. Maybe he doesn't get all the way back home as Ricky was looking to pinch him through fire. But look, being down by 1 flag if you're UNILAD, you have no more streaks on the side of complexity. It's an all right half, all things considered here for UNILAD, considering on how that game started off.
And it was said, Blastful needs to step it up, and at least on half number 1, he did just that. Here in some streaks, went on a nice little streak, had quite a few kills. The Glide Bomb, maybe not the best, but that's the difference between good communication, I think, and great communication. The great communication, they know a set plan of we have a Glide Bomb, here's the situation. They were trying to come up with it on the fly. You heard the call out from like Sensor, yeah, call the streaks, and as soon as he died, he goes, no, not yet. And it was just a split second off from the execution of a plan, but that's stuff that needs to be known ahead of time.
Yep, absolutely, as now it's going to be Ricky on your screen here to kick off the second half. 200 points from earning his own Glide Bomb. Blast does find that first blood, and Ricky gets the assist. So now 50 extra points closer to that Glide Bomb. He knows Shawnee's around the corner towards this little tree stump. Tosses over the grenade, trying to get another assist, maybe and force him out of position to find the kill, but Ricky has no reason to move right now. There's the assist going in favor of Ricky. 25 more points towards that Glide Bomb. So slowly but surely, he's getting some points with that kill onto Zed. Just 25 away. UNILAD, you gotta be tracking this. Oh, Ricky gets heavily tagged up. The nade here to follow up. Do they find the kill into Ricky? Meanwhile, they gotta get past Dachi, and here comes Blast from the mid alley. It'll find 1 kill, but still, all eyes on Ricky here.
By the way, Zed is gone. He's looking for that next flag while Ricky is going to be looking for some streaks. He's able to get the glide. They're able to get 2 kills. They get the flag pull and they're out. But of course, Zed is behind enemy lines. It's up to him. He's going to have to make the play, and you can hear Blastful is right behind him looking for him. I don't know if Zed could hear him behind, but he doesn't move like a stone, and that flag carrier is leading the charge. Sensor, there you go. He backs up. They call him the Glide Bomb. They're trying to get the assurance. Zed gets taken down. They find 2. One's a team kill, but now there's actually another player. Wuskins can get it. He's able to find 1.
Oh!
Fires basically for the second.
Go, Wuskin,
go for the return. Just dive. Get on top. Ah! He's going to...
The fall damage kills Wuskin on the dive. That is so unfortunate, but this return is still possible here for UNILAD. They find the kill. Alex to follow up. The streaks earned here by Ricky. More kills coming in favor of UNILAD. The flag not kept just yet. Finally, Ricky gets the touch home. What the hell was that? Oh, that was fun to watch as Ricky's on a 10 spree.
Huh. That was, that's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate.
That's one way to describe it.
I didn't see that coming. Wuskins didn't see that coming. The opportunity was there for him to maybe make the huge play or a couple string of huge plays coming out from UNILAD, and instead they got to deal with a Ricky that's fully streaked out. They got to deal with a 2-flag deficit. I just don't think the COD gods wanted UNILAD to win this map.
Oh, man, I'm sure if I was on UNILAD, I'm losing full after that play, man. Ricky's on an 11 spree. The highest kills is Shawnee for UNILAD at 11. So it just goes to show the slaying massively in favor of complexity here. About to re-earn the fighter pilot. Is Ricky 50 points away. As now complexity there in such a comfortable position in this game, up by 2 flags. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Essentially full streaks here on Ricky.
The worst part of that sequence from Wuskins is in the kill feed. Everyone sees Wuskins make the big play, and they're like, yes, you got it. And then they see him full, like 2 seconds after, die to the person he just killed. And every other player on UNILAD is collectively going, what the hell did you just do? And he has to explain, so I died from fall damage. Dude,
I died from fall damage.
Ricky's on a 15 streak, by the way, just to add to the absurdity of this game.
And I've been waiting for this type of game to come out of Ricky for quite some time, especially in CTF. You think back to like the Black Ops 3 Pro League. He had these games time and time again for complexity. Great to see him showing up here. Great artillery barrage placement as well, cutting off the flag carrier. Maybe there's a chance for him to get away, but no, that flag has been dropped. Kills being made by UNILAD. This flag has a chance to go on in, but this artillery barrage is going to delay things for a couple more seconds as Wuskin just waiting for it to disappear. Now he's going to push on forward, but he's got no help. He's going to be met with resistance. Sensor picks up the kill, gets the return as well, and that might be the dagger.
Kills, though, maybe potentially going the way UNILAD. They're able to find 2, but players are going to be on the hunt. But, yeah, I think you're right. The kills are going their way, but they still have to deal with even more streaks coming out of Ricky on respawn. They have just dug themselves. Well, they didn't dig themselves in a hole. Fall damage has dug them into a hole. Shawnee's doing everything he can inside the base. But, again, even if he gets past that first gunfight, there's more to take. Players coming off spawn. You got to deal with streaks. It's so devastating on Forest, especially on the side that UNILAD is on. And Ricky says, screw it, I feel the pressure, I just need to take it down. But as he's doing it, he actually tries to glide bomb the wrong guy, and all of a sudden, he's going to have to go big with just the STG. He's able to find one. He's got Shawnee from one angle, he's got Wussings from another, and he just loses the gunfight. Now the guy with streaks is dead, so UNILAD, they're gone. But keep in mind, they got to set up for a rally. They do get that extra minute of time. This is going to be very, very difficult.
There have been opportunities throughout this map for UNILAD to get these flags on the board. Ricky's actually going to invest the fire pilot. You see him back, stuck off spawn, finds the kill into Alex the flag carrier, so further delaying this as he keeps Shawnee pinned back as well. But this should ultimately result in a flag cap for UNILAD, but time not on their side. 20 seconds left to at least get a touch on this Complexity flag, and Complexity have no streaks left to work with. The kills are going in favor of UNILAD. One defending player left. It's going to be Dashy. Can the heroics continue for this man? Nades flying his way in every which direction, trying to buy time, and he buys just enough. Gets 2 kills. His teammates now off respawn towards the back bridge. Alex finds another one, and that relieves all the UNILAD pressure as Ricky rotates back. He finds 2. The map win goes to Complexity. They stay alive for another hard point.
In one of these stranger CTF games we've had, UNILAD, for the hand that they basically got dealt, they played it as well as you could have. They dealt with full streaks from Ricky. They dealt with just Wuskins being unable to return the flag. And still, even in the final seconds, they just start winning every single clutch gunfight. Complexity nearly collapsing, but in the end, they get the flag victory. They force the map number 4. Ricky at some point goes on a 15 spree, so it was a weird game. It was a weird game.
Please, replay guy in the back. I need to see that dive from Wuskin one more time. That was absolutely hilarious to see. But I think all things considered, if those streaks never come into play for Complexity, I feel like UNILAD win that map. For the most part, especially towards the trail end of that second half, they had Complexity pinned back, and they had multiple opportunities to get that flag out of base. It just seems like they couldn't get past that final defender. At the end there, it was Dashy. Before that, it was Ricky, just unable to get or secure that extra wave of kills to secure yourself in and getting that flag out of their base.
Well, we do have a scuff play of the game, and frankly, I don't even know which one it's going to be. There's quite a few to pick from. You had some part of the 15 streaks, some part of the streaks, maybe just the fall damage killing Wuskin. Whatever it's going to be, we will be able to take a look at it.
Yeah, this is it,
dude. Yeah, the play of the game is fall damage killing someone. And Wuskins goes huge. He pre-fires the second. You can see he took 3 shots. He is 1 shot. He hesitates for just a moment. Do you think the dolphin dive put it over the edge?
Yeah, the thing is, if he just goes down the slope on the left-hand side of the bridge here, he gets that return no problem. You don't have to worry about the fall damage after that. And then following this up, the flag winds up going in. You know, UNILAD do a great job of just extending the play and keeping the return alive. But Ricky just kills everything in sight, finishes on a 10 spree there, goes on to get 5 more after that, fully streaked out. And UNILAD, from that play forward, they were just fighting from the back foot.
Does that qualify for Maven mishaps in your mind?
Yeah.
Does
Absolutely.
it? In mine, I'm not 100% sold on it. Like, yes, he can go down the ramp. He could have played it a lot of different ways, but the pressure was coming from other players. I'm going to give Wuskins the benefit of the doubt on that. I don't know. But we are going to see a map 4 at the end of the day. Complexity, of course. If they don't get this win, their playoff run is going to be vastly more difficult for them. And if they get it, it's still not going to be easy. And then on the flip side of things, of course, UNILAD, if they get the win, it doesn't secure anything for them, but they can just take a huge sigh of relief if they're able to come out on top.
Absolutely. Just trying to build that safety net. As once again, I know we've been talking about it all week long, but that's the story here in these final 2 weeks for Division B. Top 4 advance to the Stage 2 playoffs. Chance to fight for an extra, what is it, $500,000. Absolutely massive prize pool. But as we look ahead in this series, we know there will be Ardennes Forest Hardpoint. And when we talk about Complexity fighting to stay alive in the series, Blast is usually the guy that goes off on this map for Complexity. So all eyes on him, at least in my opinion. Sometimes a streaky player, but he certainly has the capability of taking over and going on those massive sprees.
And I think just like series dependent as well. I mean, not even just from that past CTF we saw, but I think Ricky has actually done pretty solid job overall. Maybe you want even a little bit more out of the first hard point, but really from the first hard point, I want more out of everyone except for Dashy on the side of Complexity. But for the S&D, Ricky was pretty solid, has a pretty nasty game for the CTF. If he can keep it up and Blastful can do what he has shown that he can, Complexity might force the game number 5, but of course, UNILAD is as devastating, if not more so, on this map as well. So it's anyone's game here, Brevin, on Ardennes Forest.
Completely agree with you there. Cave Hardpoint, first one that we'll see here on the Forest, and it's UNILAD taking initial control just for 2 seconds. Now they're going to get more under their belt. Ricky, the heroics for Complexity in that previous CTF map. I wonder how much momentum is behind this Complexity lineup as they look ahead now in this series. Let's see if they could keep it rolling. Pushing down the middle of the map as it's going to be Blast working alongside Sensor here. They're looking to wrap around through the middle of the map, take those UNILAD players out of the hard point, but no, it's Shawnee shutting everything down. He finds 3 kills. Ricky is here to at least get some more time in favor of Complexity, but Shawnee's going to get these capture points. Now he finds himself just 135 away from his glide bomb. That's a huge play from Shawnee. You can see Complexity sending 2 through mid-map. They're going for the flank. Shawnee shuts it down, and it's enough to buy them basically the final however much time is scrapped. The rotation battle, though, as it goes, Complexity, they're poised to come out on top. They got one player in a power position inside the hill. They got some players over in U, and they do have a player mid-map that needs to watch the flank. It's going to be up to Ricky because Weston's coming to the back. Of course, on the front line, Sensors out here picking up kills, but UNILAD, they have the pinch. The player's gone through. They're absolutely everywhere. Someone for Complexity is going to have to step up. It's Dashy inside the hill. He's got Blast for support. He's able to win one. He gets traded out, and all of a sudden, Wuskins is there. UNILAD have reclaimed the throne. 2 players almost getting streaked out there for UNILAD. Shawnee drops just short, and then Wuskin was there to follow up, but he falls off of the top platform. And in that situation, when UNILAD were extended through both lanes of the hard point, you saw Complexity spawning so far out, all the way back towards bunker, but now they're fighting through the backside of the hard point. More kills coming in favor of UNILAD. One player here to contest for Complexity. That's going to be Blast around the corner here from Alex. Get some help from Wuskin to secure this kill. So all things said and done, it's a solid hard point overall here for UNILAD. Scrap time only 10 seconds, but should go in their favor. But it's going to be Complexity. The money hill on this hard point about to pop up as we look towards bunker. They got spawns in their favor. They've pushed out a little bit. They've got a lot of positioning to work with. Let's see if they can find this first wave of kills. Not just the money hill on the map, but one of the best money hills in the game. Complexity, they're going to need a lot of time. Alex surges forward, but Blast, he's able to pick up 2. The man that needs to step up, he's got 9 kills. It seems like Forest really just might be his bread and butter, his home turf as far as SMG players go. And while he's edging closer towards the streaks, if he finds this kill, which Alex says no sir, he would have been a kill or 2 away. Sensor getting stunned out, but all the pressure is coming through no man. Dashing inside the hill is dealing with stuns, dealing with nades, dealing with Alex again. Really, just because that one gunfight Alex has on Blastful, that's the opening it spawns out and turns out that UNILAD needs. And that's, again, a money hill broken. UNILAD playing outstanding so far. Oh, God, and it was shaping up to be such an impressive hold from Complexity. They will be able to break on in. But UNILAD, just the fact that they get a good, was it like 15, 20 seconds off that hard point, it's good for them, considering that they started on the back foot going into that bunker hard point. They find footing fighting through the front. And now look at their spread out on the map, fighting through all different lanes, wrapping around the back, looking to get the bunker side spawns for this East Road hard point. Typically, it's a nade fest, and it's so important for both of these teams to look to control cabin. Just open up that extra angle of attack into the hard point. Could mean the difference between you holding on to the hard point or you losing control. Wuskins is literally just on the back bridge watching players spawn in front of him, and he's spawn killing as well, and Sensor's having difficulty finding the gunfight angle, and, well, Wuskins going to take care of business. Meanwhile, inside the hill, well, there's going to be nobody because it's East Road, and you get inside, you're going to die a few seconds later, but looks like Wuskins, who's getting closer to streaks, I was going to say, needs to either juggle the hill or get out, maybe just a little bit too slow. The nade does the job. Yeah, good nade from Ricky, cutting him off as he was trying to rotate out, maybe play for the capture points as we look ahead towards the fresh rotation of hard points. Cave is about to pop up here in just over 10 seconds. Alex being a nuisance over towards back ice. Blast will wind up picking the kill on the Zed over towards back bunker. So trying to open up lanes here for Complexity. Alex staying alive over towards cabin. Ricky catches his grenade, so it winds up being a trade for him. As UNILAD push on forward, they have control of the cabin wall. Some presence over towards bunker as well. This is a great setup for this cave hardpoint. Absolutely. Every angle covered. You got players that are trying to go through fire cut. Shawnee takes care of business. You got players trying to push through cabin, but now they're going to have to get past Shawnee, and what does they do? They smoke it off, make Shawnee irrelevant. He tries to push through, gets tagged up, and it forces him to back down. Of course, inside the hill, you got the juggle fest going back and forth between the 2 players trying to rack up streaks. Meanwhile, of course, Dash is able to find 2, and they might try to make the move, but as you can see, it's so tough. Finally, though, Complexity gets the bump. Dashy finds his second double kill on the engagement, maybe starting to heat up just a little bit. Yeah, as those players on the pinch from UNILAD fell, Complexity just pushed on forward, taking advantage of the situation and their positioning up on the map. They flanked around the players inside cave, and all this scrap time will go to Complexity. And right now, they take the lead in this game. Meanwhile, fighting from the flank, it's Dashy on a 5-3, looking towards some shakes, but he's met by Wuskin, who's 18-8, by the way. If only somebody from UNILAD was able to get fully streaked out. They had opportunities, but maybe it'd be something that would snowball the game in their favor. I think it was pointed out by Maven and Merc yesterday. Honestly, might have been Maven and you, but Dashy gets just like close to streaks
ridiculously often and a lot of times fails to capitalize. That was another 5 streak for him, is a kill and a half off and just doesn't get it. Now, of course, though, surging forward. Zed's there to take him down. Ricky, well, he's not in the greatest spot to get that kill, but he does get it. UNILAD surging from bridge side. You got all complexity stacked up bells. Zed's able to find 2. Back and forth for the moment. And then you see clean forward down. UNILAD coming out on top once again, retaking the lead and now extending it just a little bit.
And now their eyes are on the next hard point, trying to get spawns in their favor. Zed picks up 2. Alex responds with another kill of his own, but the spawns, all 4 members from Complexity towards back bunker. UNILAD, they don't have an influence towards that side of the map just yet. Let's see if Wuskins can maybe push on forward. You see him highlighted on the mini-map towards the field side. Just trying to pin Complexity back as far as possible. L-trigging, slowly inching up on the map. There's one inside the new hill. Can he get the second as well? Spots to the machine pistol. Zed's there to try to help on out. And here comes the pinch from Alex towards back bell. Can he shut down Ricky? No for the time being, but at least he's blocking the spawns.
Alex is just surging forward. He doesn't have no one in his heart. He's going to be able to get the kill on Alex. Now Sensor has to worry about every angle. He finds a kill up front. Now he knows the players might be coming up back, but actually there's one more player, No Man's. It's going to be Shawnee, who's continuing the destruction. Quite a few nasty performances coming out of UNILAD players. Zed's at 20, Wuskins at 22, and Shawnee only has 13, but how many times have you seen him make the big play? He hit a 3-piece earlier inside a cabin. He picked up 2 huge crucial kills there, and another time over on Ruins as well. Definitely impact player. And UNILAD, again, they don't have the spawns for the bunker hill, the money hill, but eventually they break through and they end up coming out on top and massively winning it.
Ooh, Zed almost got that kill there on the blast as UNILAD now jump out to a 50-point lead, and it's still growing. If they get the remainder scrap time, of course, they'll jump up to 60, but East Shore hardpoint typically highly contested, especially first time around between both these teams. Inside the hardpoint, Shawnee finally falls. Some capture points going to Ricky there, but the more important thing as we look ahead to this new hardpoint is that Wuskin. He's controlling this cabin wall, relieves a lot of pressure off of the map for UNILAD, and could also apply pressure on the flip side to Complexity. Roaming mid-map. Alex, if he finds his second kill, now UNILAD could just turn around, put their attention over towards back bridge, and try to spawn trap Complexity.
And I'm just saying, the way this series has gone, the way this game has gone, in my mind, it's nothing but UNILAD. They got a full hill's worth of time lead. You got Wuskins at 28 kills. You got Zed at 25. They are leading the lobby by a mile. Blast this game is trying to be the best Slayer SMG that he can. He's got 21, but where is Sensor? Double negative. Where is Dashy? -8. There was a moment where he almost got streaks, but they didn't convert. And Ricky, I mean, I guess Ricky and Dashy have hill time, but it's just not enough across the board from the team.
And every time we talk about Dashy, I bring up the fact that when he's going negative in respawn game modes, I think the win rate for Complexity drops down to like maybe just over 20%. So they rely on him a lot to bring the slang to the table. And he's trying his best. He's got a lot of time inside the hardpoint, but just not winning the majority of his engagements. And now that leads to UNILAD with a 70-point lead. Cave hardpoint just popping up. Dashy inside the hill. He now has the most hardpoint time for his team, and another chance to get streaked out, and another time where he doesn't.
And granted, again, Shawnee just the impact kills, but yeah, it's so many times for Dasher where he doesn't quite get it. Maybe he needed the teammate support to kind of clear out Shawnee, but how do you even know in that situation? It's just so difficult. Complexity, though, not out of it yet. Down by 70, trying to claw their way back in. The contest is going to be coming in. Dashy surges forward, and oh, that's just a gunfight. It's very difficult to take. How are you going to win against Wuskins when the man has 31 kills? Him and Zed are just, again, running a rampage right now on Complexity.
And all Alex and Shawnee need to do is sit inside the hill and soak up time. Your other 2 teammates are picking up every single kill. And even though Shawnee's -2, you pointed out time and time again on this map, he's had some impactful kills, shutting down Dashy from earning streaks and just general kills in rotations. Now UNILAD close to being up by 100 points. Right now, it's roughly a 90-point lead. Sure, it's Complexity with early positioning over towards Ruins, but let's see if they can find the kills to back up their setup, get themselves some breathing room, and find some time back in this game.
Gonna have to be damn near perfect from here on out. It is getting close to desperation time, but again, you know, one full good 60 in the game, and they're right back into the swing of things. You can see UNILAD working for a bit of a pinch, but taken care of so far. Alex is able to find one, but there's 2 players inside of L. One gets dropped. They know Alex is still there, and well, all of UNILAD, they're gonna have to go through Bell side. If they try to go mid, they're gonna have to deal with Sensor, and they're just not winning the gunfight. So very solid hold so far. This is exactly what Complexity needs, and they managed to flip spawns as well. They got a player in the back, it's going to be Dashy. Has to stay alive, going against Shawnee. He has him tagged up, goes across, but Dashy, that's the big one that he needs. He's got to stay alive, though. I think the shoulder peek was enough to do the job. Of course, UNILAD did get Complexity out of the hill, so that's about 15 seconds that might not go their way, and Dashy overcommits, and Wuskins takes him down.
Wait, Wuskins finding more kills as well, getting pressure from behind, can't win it against Blastful. So Spawns definitely in favor for Complexity as the bunker hardpoint just pops up. Shawnee from the back door does find one, make it two as he shuts down center as well. And UNILAD need to make sure that they get these spawns under their control. It's just Ricky there trying to influence them from Complexity as he falls. You see immediately the arrows start to turn around for UNILAD. You don't want to give up that back part of bunker just yet. Still plenty of time here, but are looking to close it out. Just 15 more seconds for UNILAD here, and they close out the series.
And UNILAD, the roaming slayers are pushed up all the way to army truck, all the way to front cabin. They are spawn killing at this point. Opportunities were there for Complexity, yes, but UNILAD just played better. Even on the CTF, I think you could say that UNILAD played better. There was just a couple moments that didn't go their way. They took it to them in a series that just buys UNILAD a nice breath of room, a lot of comfort going into try to make playoffs, and well, that is damaging for Complexity. I think that might even be damaging for LG.
Yep, we'll see how it plays out as we look ahead towards the final match as well. But really for Complexity in this final map, the slaying was just essentially non-existent. Everybody going negative, and that allows UNILAD so much breathing room about the map. We talked about Zed, we talked about Wuskin as well. They combined for well over 60 kills together as they lead their team to a final map victory. Shawnee just waiting for that final fist bump. As congratulations to UNILAD, you close out the series here against Complexity, and you severely damaged their playoff dream.
Good old Scotsman, yo. Give me some dap. Good job. Good game, please. Nope, still. Oh, yeah. Yay. Good game. Good game. Good games all the way around from UNILAD. I mean, the story from them coming into Pro League originally, outside of a couple European pros, no one was counting them as a top 4 team at all. And now they're to the point where we're just expecting them to make it a top 4 without too much of an issue. Impressive stuff as a team, consistently so. Some freak of nature performances as well. They gave them the hands on Texas, gave them the hands on the hard points. They're just a fascinating team. I enjoy watching them.
Yep, it's been 3 series so far, and we have one final match to kick off the day. As we look ahead, it's Optic Gaming facing off against United. It's sure to bring the heat, the intensity. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to a quick break. When we come back, the match you've all been waiting for, Optic Gaming faces off against the United.
Welcome back. Before we hop into Optic E United, let's break down this last match, Complexity UNILAD. And Nameless, I want to start with you. You said before this that as good as Dashy has been, you found this to be a particularly tough matchup, kind of what we saw.
Yeah, I mean, I think the UNILAD players, like the way they play was going to be tough for Dashy to play against. I think you're going to need contributions out of Ricky and Sensor in this match in order for them to win. We don't really see that any of the players go off on that team. Dashy doesn't have that standout performance that we're used to seeing, and it's trouble for them. And they lose the series to UNILAD, a team that stylistically matches up great against them.
Well, Joe, UNILAD get the victory, and they look strong.
No, they did look great. I mean, obviously, there was that CTF, a little bit of a blunder out of Wuskin, but very awesome. Strong, very strong in the hard points. They controlled the search and destroy, which to a lot of people might have been a surprise, because it was USS Texas, where like Dashy is going to dominate with the sniper rifle, which he typically does. But yeah, I mean, UNILAD, this is a team, they just keep on impressing us, right? Like, this 4 is just so fun to watch. And I like what Ant said, because when you talk about Dashy, he's just not, he might not be used to the aggression, and you rely on guys like Sensor, and we saw in that last hard point, you just can't be going around like neg 12.
Definitely struggled in this one. UNILAD get the victory, though, 3-1. And what does this mean, though, Joe, kind of in the scheme of things? We're going to take a look at the standings here soon, but overall, like, who does this help? Who does this hurt?
I was upstairs with Cap and Slacked, and they're like, we need UNILAD to win. We have the tiebreaker over United. We don't against UNILAD. So if we want to try to slip into playoffs, we have to hope that United starts to lose a little bit, and we have to hope that we can beat them again. But yeah, right now for LG, that was a good thing for them, because they also are now tied or right around the same win percentage with Complexity, so that was a big win for LG.
Well, if we can, let's take a look at the standings then and sort of look through it and see how this is going to work out, because if you said, you know, talking to LG, they really need a United to slip, then this final match is big. You're really, as an LG fan, rooting for an Optic Gaming victory, but you can see it now how tight it is. That loss for Complexity going to hurt a bit as they slip behind Luminosity and the rest of the pack at the top.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, these standings, it's just crazy to see Luminosity sitting at 5-5. You'd think they'd be in such a better spot, but they can definitely still do it. And I had a lot of hope for Complexity. They just needed to win that game, and they'd be in such a good spot. But that's a dagger right there, losing that game, because now if you're Cole, you got to win out. When things were looking so good for a little bit, now it's not looking as good.
Can they win out is going to be the question. I think it's a similar question for Luminosity. But let's shift focus and sort of talk about the schedule, just to remind you of what matches have gone on today, and also take a look at the final match of the night, because we've had some thrillers today, maybe not as many upsets or wacky matches as we saw yesterday, but still some solid matches overall. And I think for the final one, Optic E United, we're all really excited for this, because Optic has looked vulnerable. E United's looked dominant. If United get a victory here, they're in really good shape. But again, LG, you're just praying to God Optic Gaming come out with a fire.
If United win this, it might shut the door for Luminosity. It just might happen, right? Like, I just don't, see an area where that's going to happen, where, United's going to continue to lose, especially after a 3-0 week like this. They're just hoping that, like, United has some of their antics, right, where they just sort of are so inconsistent. So a big thing for United is, hey, go 3-0 this weekend. For Optic Gaming on the other side,